But last night I sat in with the fucking band, and it was funny because I told you when I went over to I was in Italy. I was just I was jet lagged, and I always end up stumbling on some sort of fucking shit on YouTube. Like the first time I went over to Europe, since I've been doing the podcast, I somehow stumbled upon somebody who had uploaded all 4 of the Pittsburgh Steelers' first 4 wins in the Super Bowl, the games in their entirety. And I just sat and watched, and I binged watched them because I was afraid the NFL was going to take them down. And every time I go over there, I find something fucking I just end up in some weird part of the fucking internet where I find something cool. And I ended up getting across, I don't know, I was just thinking about back in the day. Somebody asked a question about like me taking drum lessons and who I studied with. And how I used to be at this music store that was in downtown Brockton. I don't even know if it's there anymore. That was yet another victim of Guitar Center. But that reminded me that one of the big drummers out of there was that Bobby Chouinard. I hope I'm saying his name right. Chouinard, however you say it. And I was like, he used to play for Billy Squier. And I started watching Billy Squier. And then I was like, this fucking guy was great. It's a great front man. He sort of straddled the line of fucking rock band, pop band. Did it great. And even the video that they said, took him down. If you close your eyes, that was a hit song in the 80s. Total hit song. They just had the wrong video. And unfortunately, they didn't have another hit after that. So that's the last thing everybody remembers, right? Your last season. You're only good as your last game, right? So anyways, long story short, a friend of mine hit me up, and he mentioned he was doing a show. Frankie Perez, who, if you guys ever saw that time, I got to sit in with Dave Kushner and a couple of his buddies, wink, wink, and play Highway to Hell. He was the lead singer. This guy's just like a fucking amazing singer. So he mentioned that he was going to be down at, there's a bowling alley. The fuck is it even? I never know the names of places. It's right on like Hollywood Boulevard, right around the corner from where they do the Oscars. And so he said his band was playing. I was like, yeah, I'd love to go down and fucking see you play or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And then he goes, hey, man, you want to sit in on a song? And I told you, that's my fucking rule. I don't force my Hollywood. I don't force my hobby. Jesus Christ, there's a fucking Freudian slip. I don't force my ego. I don't force my hobby on you. But if you ask me, I'm going to say yes. I don't give a shit how terrifying the situation is. I'm going to say yes. So I go, all right, well, we'll figure out this song. I said, by the way, man, this guy is way better than people remember. And I sent him this Billy Squier, The Lonely is the Night. And then he wrote back, he goes, dude, I fucking love that guy. He goes, you want to do that song? And that just struck me as funny. I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Everybody's always playing AC/DC, Zeppelin, and all that shit. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So then I was texting my other buddies saying, yeah, man, we're going to do Lonely is the Night by Billy Squier. And they're all like, that's an interesting choice. But I knew Frankie was going to kill it. So anyway, so I go down there. And he just has this fucking monster fucking band of players. Like they're sitting there tuning up to play, and they were going to do a cover of Dazed and Confused. And the other band's like, loading in their shit. And just the guitar player played the first sort of notes of the song. And I don't mean like the bass line. I just mean some of the licks. And he had a Telecaster, just like Jimmy had, when he first came over here, played at the Whiskey. And I was just like, oh, fuck, are they going to do Dazed and Confused? And then he fucking... He breaks out the bow, and I swear to God, man, it sounded like the album. Then the whole band kicks in, and the woman on drums, Valerie Franco, right? There's like a house drum kit. She says, get that shit out of there. Puts in her own fucking kit. She's got a Vista-like kit. What do they call it? The candy striped vintage one. They start micing it up. It sounds fucking unbelievable, and I'm listening to her play, and I'm going like, oh, shit. I got to go on after that. Like, they're going to pass off one song to me after she plays, right? And this is just the sound check. I didn't realize that she was only going like 40%. I tweeted a video of her playing a cover to Mute Math, of all people. And I heard that she's going to be doing something with Darren King, their drummer. But, dude, I got to tell you, when that fucking show started, the woman that I saw at soundcheck was like it was not the same person, and I was blown away by the soundcheck. Dude, she fucking destroyed. The set began, she just hit the cymbals like twice, and I was like, what the fuck? That sounded better than anything I've played in 20 years. Absolutely fucking was murdering on the drums. And when it was coming time for me to play the song I was sitting in, I was literally getting the same butterflies I used to get way back in the day when I first started doing stand-up, and there was somebody killing on stage, and I was just... comedians know this, where all of a sudden you feel like you're 2 inches tall, going like, I can't follow that. So she gets off, right? They finish thing, murders it for 6-7 songs, and then she comes back, hands me the stick. She's just like, all right, you're up. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, no problem, right? So I sit down and we go to play it, and the whole fucking thing went great, except I fucked up one major part, right? Like the guitar riff, ba-na-na-na-na-na. There's a part where the whole band drops out and the guitar plays, right? Da-na-na-na-na-na. And then on the snare and the floor tom, you and the bass player at the same time go, ga-ga-ga-ga, just like that. Da-na-na-na-na-na, ga-ga-ga-ga, ba-na-na-na-na-na, right? I fucking forgot to do that part. So the guitar player, total rock star, goes, ba-na-na-na-na-na, and I missed my cue. And then, so it's just the bass player going, boop, 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 boop. No, boop, 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 boop. I felt like such a fucking asshole. I think I literally said, oops. Like if anybody, for whatever reason, was filming during that, if, everybody's got the fucking iPhones. If anybody, you might even see me say, oops. But I don't think anybody noticed, because I think most of the crowd was like, what fucking song is this? But it ended up going. I was nervous about the first part, because the first time they drop out, he does all the cymbal barks and a couple of nods to bottom there, and those things went off without a hitch. So then you start, dude, it's all like, I've found the few times I've ever sat in a band, the second you lose your focus, you just can't do it. All those years I played, you just play along with like, playing along with records versus just being the only person playing is an entirely different game. And then if you sit in at a sound check and the singer's not singing, then you really have to be fucking paying attention. And I just, once I got past that little fucking shit on the hi-hat and the little bottom lick, I was like, oh man, it's all fucking downhill from here. This is all pretty much straightforward shit. And oh fucking Freckles, as always. At some point, no matter how well I'm playing, I always turn back into the pumpkin, which I think is apropos considering the shape of my head. But anyways, I want to thank all those guys for letting me sit in. They were fucking amazing. This other guy, Sal, on keys. I apologize to some of the other people. I mean, there was like 5 or 6 people up there. Another woman, Kayla, singing her ass off. It was fucking awesome, man. And I swear to God, in another life, the same way I would have done comedy and continued to sleep on a futon right until my 40s, right up to my 40s, like I basically did, I would have done that to try to make it as a drummer. It's just too much fucking fun.